She didn't go to court because she needed support. She went because she wanted control. When he stopped giving her money on demand, she tried to use the legal system.
I'm the first one on Kid L to admit that I pay child support. They will put you on child support, but the child support that I pay, I don't complain about that shit. I do what I gotta do because it's for the child.
Wait. You have to pay child support?
Yeah, because if one parent, and that's fair. That's fair for me to pay child support. And you want to know why? Because we both have joint legal custody, but of course the children stay with him. You know, my daughter's 18 now and my son is 12. But that's fair because when the children were living with me, he was paying child support. So I had already knew that they was going to put me on child support.
This is what accountability looks like. When custody is equal, support is equal, the system isn't a weapon anymore. Once the check goes both ways, the use him for money strategy dies instantly.
All right, so allegedly, Anthony Edwards just paid this woman, his baby mama, 18 years of child support up front to avoid dealing with her and all her drama. Drama means every single time she gets angry, she'll go file for an increase in support. Every time he gets a new business deal, she's going to go file for an increase in support. Once he has a new woman, she's going to go file for an increase in support. Once he has a baby with that new woman, she's going to go file for an increase in support. If he ever wants 50-50 custody, she will fight tooth and nail because that will be going against her check, her only source of income. So he decided with his little crystal ball that he would avoid all the BS and set an example for all young men on how to remedy this situation. If she threatens you before your baby even takes his first breath, go see a lawyer and have them tell you how much money you'll be paying every single month based off of your income for child support. Then go get yourself a loan and have that same lawyer represent you in family court so you can pay 18 years up front and save yourself the drama, mental anguish, stress, threats, the thoughts of unaliving yourself, and walk away with your peace. Because at least when you're making those monthly payments back to the bank for that large loan you took out, the bank will not tell you ain't shit. They won't tell you that little bit of money you're paying back ain't shit. They can't threaten to increase your payments, and they cannot interfere with your new relationships. And the bonus is that you'll be getting a better credit score because you'll be making your payments on time every month. Then you'll be able to say you have discipline, experience with loans and managing your money, and when that child turns 18, you can teach that child how to manage their money and their lifestyle as well. But just don't make this mistake more than once because you're not going to be able to afford to take out more than one loan.
He didn't pay to avoid the child, he paid to avoid her. Because the real cost of child support isn't the money. It's the control, the leverage, the threats, the emotional ransom.
The only reason that he's getting into a relationship with you or he's marrying you is because he needs a babysitter. Better yet, he's marrying you to help him pay his child support. Are we ready to talk about that, ladies? Men get into relationships, abusive narcissistic men get into relationships to use women for a specific need. If he has multiple baby mamas and he's struggling to pay that child support, he's struggling to take his children to daycare or buy clothes, and he needs fucking help, he will get into a whole relationship with a good woman with a good salary. He needs a babysitter. He needs somebody to help him pay that child support.
She says men use women for child support, but child support only goes to the parent with custody. So the only way a man could use a woman for it is if he's the one raising the kids.
Child support court update. So I had court again today because a new judge was assigned to the case. If you don't know, I get $3,700 of child support every month, and I use it on myself. I don't use it on my kids. The old judge that was assigned to our case was okay with me spending, the child support on myself because he clearly said it was just reimbursement for what I have been spending on my children. But the judge today was not having none of that shit, and she completely took me off of child support, meaning I'm now getting $0 for my 7 kids. I guess it's true when they say don't post everything on social media. I'm honestly in disbelief. I don't even know what to say anymore.
She bragged about using child support on herself, and the court simply believed her. She didn't lose child support. She exposed that she never needed it in the first place.
If you withhold money from the mother of your child, or you don't pay child support, or you don't provide for your child to intentionally make the mother of your child struggle, you're not just making the mother of your child struggle, you're making your child struggle as well. As you see, a lot of you men will leave the mother of your child and then get mad because you no longer have control over her. You can't lie to her, gaslight her, manipulate her, cheat on her. Whatever you were doing in the relationship, you can no longer do to her. And when a lot of you start to see that you're not getting a reaction from her and you can no longer affect her or control her, you'll start to withhold the money that is meant to take care of your child just to hurt the mother of your child. Let me tell you something, regardless of how much money the mother of your child makes, regardless if your child has everything your child needs, if they're living a perfect life without you, your financial support will go a long way. So if you're leaving the mother of your child to do everything by herself, to intentionally make her struggle because you no longer have control over her now that you're not together, I do hope at some point in time y'all start to realize that you're not just making the mother of your child struggle, you're making your child struggle as well.
If it was really about the child, she'd want 50-50 custody. But she doesn't, because the money disappears when the father is involved. This was never about the kid. It was about control.
10 out of 10, don't recommend this one. Dropping child support. Just don't. It's a waste. Because when you drop child support, A, good luck getting a judge nowadays to let you sign off on that. But B, it's always so they can get out of ever being obligated to help with the child. If you drop mandated child support on the premise that you'll get the schedule you want, or they'll help pay more if they don't have to do it through the state, good luck with that. Let me know how many months they actually follow through with giving you more money if you'll just drop child support, or they'll help you more if you just drop child support, or they'll give you the schedule you want if you just drop child support. Child support and obligation to child are together. It's an obligation to the child for child support. And I can't handle people that, in this email I got, mom was like, hey, can we change the summer schedule so that the kids don't have to do, daycare? They can just stay with another parent, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I'll let you do that if you drop child support. How does a daycare summer camp program have anything to do with your day in, day out child support obligation? Don't do it, people. Don't drop your child support. I'm telling you, it is a downward slope from that moment on if you drop your child support. And if you have dropped your child support, please let other people in the comment section know how much of a fuckery that was afterwards.
She's not warning you about child support. She's warning you about losing the leverage that comes with it. When support goes away, so does control.
Since we're on the subject of court and children, if you currently have a child support case out against your baby mom or your baby dad, and they are supposed to pay and they haven't, you should look up the child abandonment laws in your state, and you could possibly have them arrested for 12 months to up to 2 years. You could also get a fine or something, get them fined. I guess they'll be paying like the rest of the child support that they owe in order to get out of jail. I've also seen instances where people have lost their driver's license and they weren't able to get it back, and it stayed suspended until the child support was paid in full. So don't sit here and think that you do not have options and that somebody can abandon their responsibilities just all willy-nilly. The only reason why they're able to abandon their responsibilities is because you are allowing them to when they don't pay, and you just sit there and complain about it. File for child abandonment and get your money and get them to be a parent. If they don't want to be a parent, then just go to jail. It's that simple. And if you don't believe me, look it up. Just look it up.
When she says, get your money, she gives away the truth. If the goal were parenting, she'd push for shared custody, not jail time. This isn't about the child. It's about using the system to punish the father.
But, let's not forget that, and I'm not saying all men in any sense, because even my own father would go against what I'm saying right now, but definitely it can end worse for a lot of men in most senses when it comes to divorce, but a lot of that is set with alimony and child support and all that stuff is because you get married, a lot of people, for what? To have kids, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So there's kids involved. A lot of that is because, I'm not saying all men, but a lot of men, once they are divorced, they're like, all right, next life it is.
She says men move on after divorce, but leaves out the part where the system already took the house, the custody, and the paycheck. Once a man realizes he was only valued for what he provided, of course he starts a new life.
If you have court-ordered child support against your baby daddy, do not take him off. If your child ages out, do not cancel that crap. My son's 20 years old. His deadbeat baby daddy owes probably 15 grand from all the years that he never paid, never worked. You know, the saying goes, you can't get blood out of a turnip, right? Well, did you see the story on Facebook that this woman checked her account and had like $50,000 in her child support account? So she called him up to figure out, like, where did all this money come from? And it turns out that her ex's mama had passed away, God rest her soul, but he was the sole beneficiary. Child support stepped in. They took $50,000 of that money that he back owed all those years ago. So, ladies, you just never know if that man ever hits the lottery or gets any kind of compensation. You're the first one that's going to get it. So, don't give up. We're out here doing the Lord's work.
She's not talking about supporting the child. She's talking about waiting for a payout. This isn't motherhood. It's holding a man's life hostage in case he ever succeeds.
Why would you put him on child support if you know he ain't got no job? Oh, I know you don't know the laws then, Bookie. I know you don't know the laws. Baby, if that man get a lottery settlement, it's going to that child. That man get a personal injury settlement, it's going to that child. That man get a life insurance check from his mama and get on the internet mad because his baby mama told everybody that she got the 50K because it went to the child. And don't get in my comments trying to tell women to make better choices. Whoop-de-whoop. I don't want to hear it. This ain't a safe space for all that. I don't want to hear that shit. So get on your own page and make that kind of post. Put that man on child support the second he shows you he is not going to financially provide for your child. Baby, he may be 60 years old, decide he want to retire and start getting goddamn SSI, retirement benefits, all that. It's going to you. You have to worry about yourself and your child and allow the state to worry about collecting that child support. Allow the state to garnish their wages. Allow the state to do their part. And if you a man, just don't even get in my comments, big dog, because the comments not going to stay up long enough. I'm going to delete it. This is for the girls, okay? This is for the girls. So, file child support on that man the moment he shows you he's not going to financially provide for his child, sis.
She isn't talking about raising a child. She's talking about tracking a man's future income for the next 40 years. This isn't support. It's a financial hostage situation.
So I've seen some moms come on here and talk about how much their child support checks are. Let me show you how much my first and only child support check was. Now, I know they sat in that office and laughed at me as they sent this in the mail. It cost more money to print this on the paper and send it in the mail than it did that was actually on the check. Y'all, I have had this check since 2018. 6 years because I refuse to put this in my bank account and cash it. I just get a good laugh every time I find it in my paperwork.
She kept it because it reminds her she wasn't able to use him for a lifestyle. When the system can't squeeze a man, the child support story suddenly becomes a joke.
I used to judge people that stayed within their marriage for the kids, but I understand it now because I'm holding down the tears. And this child literally cried herself to sleep because she wants her dad so bad. And it's fucking heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking to feel that you're not enough. I just feel like I'm a pile of shit. And it's heartbreaking to know that she's very upset too. And that's the hardest thing that I have had to deal with. Ever. Because the leaving was easy. The moving on was easy. Finding a new place was easy. Matter of fact, I left from the apartment we had together to my own house. So all of that was easy. This right here, this is hard. And that's why I honestly believe that, like, people that love their children will do everything possible to stay together, because this is fucking hard. So I don't know how you guys do it, but like, somebody shed some light, because I can't do it anymore. Like, I don't want to do it anymore. Like, it's just fucking unfair. Like, feeling like shit is unfair. Feeling like I failed is unfair. Feeling like I don't do enough is unfair. Like, maybe I need to do more so she stops the crying. Like, I don't understand. I do not understand.
The leaving was easy because she thought the only person affected was her. Divorce doesn't break the marriage first. It breaks the kid.
We are in a fucking crisis, a pandemic with this single mother and shit. But it is a proven fact that single mother households produce the worst product.
Facts. That's
It's a
100% fact, yeah.
If you take two-parent households, single father household, single mother household, statistically based on facts, the household with the woman heading it by herself produces the worst product. And for our people, for black people, for African American people, those single mother households are the reason why prisons are filled with a good majority of our
You are 100%
people,
right.
So these are facts. You sit this on the table. Here go the fact. And then you say, so y'all need to start valuing men being involved in the lives of your children. I can't make you be with your baby daddy, or we can't say that somebody has to stay with somebody, because we know that children are being born out of situations where the two people aren't healthy together.
Yeah.
But you having access to a man and a woman during your upbringing needs to be brought back. I gotta laugh when I say this, because, you know, the females get so mad. But
When a home becomes one-sided, the child pays the price every time. You can leave the relationship if it's broken, but you don't get to replace the father. Thanks for watching, brothers. Remember, stay focused, stay free, and keep walking your own path. If you found value in this video, drop a like, share your thoughts below, and don't forget to subscribe for more content on self-mastery and independence. Until next time, walk tall, stay true.